Did You Have To is a proud member of the But Why Though podcast community.
Welcome back to Did You Have To, the podcast where two bad bitches talk about anime. And here are your hosts, Kate and LaNeysha. Yeah! Nisha's quirk, stress ball. By internalizing her stress about the world being in chaos and crime, she converts that stress into a superpower, becoming a badass. Kate's quirk, waifu warrior. By just watching her favorite shows, she can manifest real or fictional characters into the real thing. They come to life and fight by her side. Not every character does it, though. She has to find the individual really hot. Yeah!
Hey, we're back. I'm Kate.
And I'm Nisha.
And today we're going to be reviewing Season 4 of My Hero Academia.
Yes. I'm so excited.
But before that, we have a couple of announcements.
Yes, we do. So we have decided, because this is our show and we do whatever the hell we want here, Crunch Time will now be known as Today in Weeb. Kate came up with that name. I actually kind of love it. I think it's perfect for how our show has grown into like what it is today. So that segment of our show will now be called Today in Weeb. And as a part of this announcement, we want to introduce I guess it's not a thing. It's just like we're introducing Manga Book Club. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
And we're very excited because just due to the whole self-isolation and the current state of things with the pandemic, Kate and I have found manga to be very relaxing and enjoyable and entertaining. And we've basically traded countless titles with one another, just saying, have you read this yet? Have you read this yet? And I also feel like we have a good following of people online who enjoy manga also. So it's kind of fitting to connect with people. And we wanted to do this book club as a way for us we can introduce a title that some people may not be familiar with, or maybe we'll do a popular one that a lot of people are familiar with. But the point is that we'll introduce a title that we plan to do like maybe a month out, and we'll tell you guys about it. And then that following month, we're going to discuss about it in one of our anime minisodes. So the first title that we're going to read for Manga Book Club is Spy X Family. This is like Hunter x Hunter all over again. I assume it is called
Spy Family, okay. Spy X Family, Spy Cross Family,
Spy by
Spy
Family,
Times Family,
Spy by Families. Who knows? But
there's a spy, there's an X, and there's a family involved.
Yes, and it's adorable and precious, and we love it. For those of you, like I just have the brief synopsis that's on the Shonen Jump app for it. If it would like to cooperate and load up for me, that is. Of course not. Bear with me. They're used to this kind of stuff on this show by now. Okay, so Spy X Family is by Tatsuya Endo, an action-packed comedy about a fake family that includes a spy, an assassin, and a telepath. That's all you really need to know before y'all go pick it up and read it.
And he's hot.
And I feel seen by the wife, and the child is adorable and not annoying. That's all we ask for.
Exactly.
It's so good.
And this was one that Nisha recommended to me right away when I got back into reading manga, because I think I've said on the show that like I don't really read manga, and I haven't since I was doing like those. I was like part of the first generation of scans where it was like all of this is translated terribly. Yeah. People on forums were asking for stuff. And now we have stuff like the Shonen Jump app out where like it's super easy and readily available. So I've been devouring manga, and this one I read 3 chapters and I was taken by it, and I'm going to keep reading. But also our host website, the community we're a part of, is working with Viz Media now. So we're getting the chance to review a whole bunch of more titles, and I'm joining Nisha in carrying the manga review weight. So we're reading so much, and Nisha came up with a manga book club, and I think that it's going to be amazing for all of us to talk to each other and get to know more about manga, and really just keep community alive in a time where it's really easy for all of us to kind of crawl up inside ourselves and just stay away from everybody. So
agreed. And I say this as like last year I felt like manga really helped me, or 2 years ago, because I had a spinal tap done. So I had nothing to do but be on my back for 2 weeks. because
girl, that don't sound right. Don't say it that way. Don't say it that way.
Get your head out the gutter, Catherine. Sorry.
I live in the gutter.
I know. I live down there too.
Anyways, up in here.
Anyways, I had to be on bed rest for 2 weeks, and I had to literally be on my back for 2 weeks in bed. I'm trying not to make that sound sexual. Thanks, Kate. But
We're gonna talk about Endeavor later, so
shut up. I'm tired of you already. God damn it.
Haven't y'all missed us?
I know. Have y'all missed the cackles? Because they're back. But to my point, before Kate made it dirty, that's my job here, ma'am. Actually, no, we share that responsibility. I read so much manga at that time because I couldn't sit up straight to like play video games. I couldn't work from home because I couldn't move at the risk of like if the spinal fluid would leak out of my back. So I was just really confined to lying on my back and like being able to read. So reading manga at that time really helped me not to go insane because I needed something that I enjoyed besides watching TV, and it was helpful for me at this time. But like I think it's also like a really good way to practice self-care, like especially during this time right now. But it's also fun for us to just like talk about the things we read and that we enjoy with one another. And maybe for people who aren't familiar with manga, this could be an opportunity to introduce you guys to something that you aren't familiar with. So we're very excited.
Yes, super, super excited. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool too because Spy X Family. Man, now I'm just thinking about Hunter X Hunter. Spy Family. So the cool thing is the title is currently available. I believe there are 24 chapters on Shonen Jump via Viz. That's only a $2 subscription, so it's super affordable.
Yep.
And then the first volume will be coming out as a tankobon in the first week of June, a new manga day, which is on a Tuesday. So we'll tie everything to there, and we can all enjoy.
Yes, it's a very happy Spy X family. I'm so excited for y'all. I'm so excited to talk about it at length because I've been waiting for people to talk about it, but I always just like, I guess I'll have to wait till it's an anime. But now we got Manga Book Club. So this is the first of many.
And going on with the rest of today, and we real quickly before we start reviewing My Hero Season 4, I do want to say my manga recommendation this week really is it's called Samurai 8, The Tale of Hatsumari, I believe. Hold on. Let me check that, because I don't know how to prepare things. Or spell the word samurai, apparently.
They know how this show is. They used to
it. Yeah. Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. Volume 1 is out now. It's also a Shonen Jump title, so you can get all the way up to, I believe, Volume 80, but it is an intergalactic sci-fi cyberpunk samurai story, but is really just about a boy and his dog. And there's an anthropomorphic cat samurai sensei. So like it's pure and good and wholesome, and it really is the title that I needed yesterday when I was feeling just absolutely horrible with the state of the world. So that's my main recommendation. I haven't actually because I'm reading so much manga, I haven't watched any anime. So this is where we are.
How the tables have turned.
I know.
I've turned her into me, y'all. But no, I'm so glad that you've picked up manga reading. So I'm excited for all this stuff. So yeah, my suggestion for this today and week is just going to be Spy X Family. Because you guys, like Kate said, it's easily available and accessible right now through Viz Media. And I honestly, it's the best investment I've ever made when it comes to like manga, is being able to like $2 a month to get everything on my phone. Y'all don't have to worry about viruses from all them scans anymore. So, or all the pop-ups that come up on your phone. So let's just, and you get to support the artists and the creators, but like also no more viruses. So just go buy a subscription. But anyways, you ready to dive into My Hero Academia 4, season 4?
I am so ready.
Whew, a lot happened.
A lot happened. And honestly, I think I'm just really ready to talk about it because this season I didn't like at first.
Mm-hmm.
So season 4 is essentially split up into a few different arcs. You have the Overhaul Arc, which shows who is it? Froppy, Kirishima, Uraraka, and Deku going through their internships. And you also get to see more of the big three, mainly Tamaki and Miryu, as they all just get on the job training, essentially. They're in the world, they're acting like heroes. Well, kind of acting like heroes. And my baby boy Deku don't know how to wear a mask.
I know. He's just... Pray for my child. Sorry, pray for my godchild. I'm his auntie.
And there is a new big bad in town. It's no longer Shigaraki, really, but it is Overhaul, which is the code name for one of the Yakuza leaders who has found a way to create bullets that take away quirks. Yeah. And of course, beautiful baby boy Deku runs into him on his first day on the job.
Deku has...
He does.
I secretly believe Deku actually has had a quirk this whole time, and it is luck. And it works both ways, because how lucky was he to meet All Might on that very day, and All Might was willing to give him his quirk, and then also, how unlucky is he to always run into the villains? He met Shigaraki at the mall. With many people around him, he gets pulled aside by Shigaraki. Just pray for my baby.
It's like, I mean, at least with Shigaraki, he rolled up on him. Deku's just like, I'm gonna fight you. It's like, no, honey, don't push it. Let Eri go. This is not the time or the place. Yeah. And beloved Miryu is just like, use your training. We got this. We're fine. We're going to talk. We're going to engage. We're going to diffuse and we're going to walk away, Deku. Mm-hmm. Don't be stupid.
Yes.
Which is really cool because you really get to see somebody, like, when we get introduced to Mirror at the end of season 3, it was very much fillery for me and I didn't really care. Mm-hmm. And when we get to see him again in season 4, he is like what Deku will be after Deku has matured, essentially.
I agree.
And the fact that My Hero lets a character as strong as Miryu exist in the same part as Deku, and we kind of talked about this when we had our Let's Talk About Deku episode, is really amazing. And the Overhaul arc, at least for me, was really cool because you got to see so many characters that weren't just Deku freaking shine. Like, Tamaki, Sun Eater gets an episode, Red Riot gets an episode, Miryu has the most heartbreaking moment in all of freaking My Hero at this point.
Literally made me tear up. I could not deal.
So what did you think about this first arc of the season?
This first arc, I mean, I was just kind of like everything you said about just... I think we can't talk about how much we've said how much growth is a theme in My Hero. And I feel like we always say it whenever we talk about it, but I just feel like I can't not mention it again because I like how the show does a great job of showing somebody like Deku who's so ready to be a hero. But like, if you look back on when we first met Deku to like when he first fought a villain, and then like as he gets more experience and he gets more training and he gets like under the right tutelage and like the right people to train him and to teach him, you see how he really does soak up that knowledge and he applies it to like him becoming a hero. And it's like that's what I loved about the bond between him and Miryu, is just like Miryu knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for a year already, and he's like you said, it's great that it's not like I think it's very easy for people to have called Miryu an OP character when he first came on, and I'm like, I hate that, because I'm like, he's not OP. I mean, like, is he like to a point OP? Could he be considered that? Yes, because he could literally phase through anything and not be hurt. But at the same time, that takes so much concentration for him to do what to own his quirk. And I like this. I like that we got to have that time so everyone can see that Mirio's not just like this happy-go-lucky dude who, like, everything comes easily to him. He's worked hard to make his quirk let him be a hero. Because, as we discussed, another thing the season did is, like, they really show both sides of the people who have quirks and want to be heroes, but they're just not cut out to be heroes. Or society tells them they're not cut out to be a hero. Yeah. And that's heartbreaking also.
And I think that's also one of the things too. I agree with you. It really does bother me when people call Miryu OP, because like you end up missing so much of how hard it was for him to have a quirk that could literally kill him if he didn't learn how to control it. And on top of that, he doesn't have super strength. He doesn't control elements. Like, yeah, he can phase through stuff and not get hurt. That's cool. Right. But he still had to train his body, learn strategy, and be able to keep up with villains who have super strength and like all those other things. Like, if anything, it makes more sense calling like someone like Tamaki, who literally can take on any sort of thing he eats, including crystal, and make it his body. Like, that is more OP to me, quirk-wise. And I think what Miryu shows is what happens when you train and you stick with it and you put yourself through that growth, which I think is a really good analogous to what we've seen happen in Deku. And I think ultimately just the All Might's mentality of do it with a smile lives in Miryu as much as Deku, and it goes back to Night Eye really kind of pitting the two against each other, like, and Night Eye like 100% saying no, Miryu deserved this power, you didn't, and Deku kind of having to grapple with that to the point that Deku offers it up to Miryu in the end, and it's just like, ugh. But of course, like best boy, Miryu doesn't take it, because he's like, no, I'm going to train and I'm going to believe and I'm still going to be a hero and save 1 million people. And I'm like, you are a beautiful baby bird.
Right, because you know
I want you to fly.
I want him to fly too, because like I still have hope that he will get his powers back. However that looks like, I feel like he will become a hero. And I feel like that, again, this is that mirror, like this it's like that thing where we talked about, I don't know, I'm not calling it a mirror, but it's like you have the people who desire to be heroes, and they'll still find a way to be heroes. There's still a way for you to be a hero, and I think that's the message in My Hero Academia is you can be a hero too. Yeah, but
especially this season.
They did a really good job of like that message coming through, I think, this season, because it's like this Mirio could have been like distraught, and this could have been the thing that turned him to being a villain. But instead, he's just like, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep training. I'll just take a sabbatical from school, and I'm still going to be a hero. And that doesn't.
And now he's a daddy.
He's a dad. My freaking heart. I can't take Mirio being like, even if it's like, I just get like big brother, little sister vibes with like him and Eri and every scene.
It's adorable.
Oh my God.
Like he is just like, he jumped into dad Mirio, big brother Mirio, whatever you want to call it. He just turned into like that nurturer. It's one of those things where like, so Eri, which I guess we haven't really explained, Eri is the little girl that Overhaul is in charge of, or not in charge of, but it's like taken captive, and he uses her quirk, which is rewinding, to essentially create the bullets that take away people's powers, because her rewind can rewind people back to the point before their quirk activates.
Right.
And when Miryu is fighting, I actually think my favorite fight this season is Miryu with Overhaul. Like even with how awesome Full Cal at 100% was, like there was just something about watching Miryu continually fight, put his body in front to save Eri. And then keep fighting after he's lost his power. Like he knows that the chance of him dying is high, but he also knows that he's not going to let one person die. And that's something that is really, really phenomenal
Yeah.
And what I like too is that when you shift to something like the Deku fight, they're very two opposite things. Miryu loses all of his power, and Deku finally gets to experience his power at 100%, which is something he hasn't done before because it can kill him.
Yes. Very easily. Should have died. He could have died if Eri let go at any point.
He should have died. If Eri just fell off, he would have been dead.
Would have been the end of all of this. I was just like, even when I first read it in the manga, I was just like, I really hope that little girl don't fall off of him, because his body will be torn to shreds. Like,
I'm like, please tell me you double knotted that cape.
Yes. Something. And then I also love the symbolism of Mirio's cape being what tied Eri to Deku. It's just like, it's like taking the torch, like he's carrying the torch of like saving her, but then also protecting her. I'm just like, y'all gonna make me cry. I can't take this.
Oh, girl, I was crying like nonstop. Like, I am so, because I had fallen off of My Hero because of season 4, just because I was like, oh, this internship arc is boring.
Because your baby's not there.
Care. Exactly, because my baby's not there. Where is my baby boy? Because I have a lot of baby boys, but Bakugo is my main baby. He's my favorite child. I just have other children.
You have a lot of anime children, ma'am. I'm going to call DCFS soon. She has 12 kids in the house. I don't think all of them are being fed appropriately. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's a terrible.
I give them all of my love, Nisha.
That's true.
That's all they need.
That's all you need.
That's all they need. I will fight in any Twitter battle for all of my children.
This is true. This is all you have to do for your Twitter for your anime children.
But when really right before we did the Deku episode and when everybody was freaking out about how amazing it was, I immediately went in and I binged all of it, and I was lucky because the dub was still current at that time. Yeah. And I saw episode after episode, and my heart was broken, and then it'd be rebuilt, and then it'd break, and then it'd be rebuilt, and then it'd break, and it'd be rebuilt, and it was like a lot happens just in that first quarter of the season.
Yeah.
Because like I was just so emotional in everybody's fights, but seeing what happened with Miryu just like broke me. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things where like Deku going full Cal at 100%. I didn't know what that was going to do for him as a character, because it's like, oh, he has this taste of power, what's going to happen? And then when you have it wrapped back around to where they're all in school again, you have him instead going, like, he acknowledges that he could not have ever maintained that, and he can still only use 20% in a certain amount of time, and that's how he develops the little flick air bullet things that he does, which is so cool.
I'm so excited when those gauntlets finally showed up. I'm like, yes, finally the gauntlets.
Because the gauntlets are dope. Yes. When he was wearing them in the Heroes Rising movie, I was like, wait, I like this costume. Yes. Where'd they come from?
I just love, like, and we're gonna see, and now we're gonna get to see, like, the new costumes for everyone else soon, because I'm just so excited for you to see Bakugo's new costume. I think you're gonna love it. But
I can't wait.
And I love that, like, again, the show just finds ways to make every character shine. And, like, a show with so many characters, because, like, it's like the engineering club. I can't remember like what's the full name, but Hatsume.
The support
class. Yeah, support class. Hatsume is the designer and engineer. I mean, like, who makes all of Deku's stuff. So like, she made his steel-toed boots so that he will be able to like. And she's like, and it'll also strengthen your legs. And then like, then you see the fruits of that labor too when it comes to him fighting. Gentle.
Yeah. Just gentle.
Just gentle.
It's gentle criminal.
But,
yeah.
But you see that, you see, like, how, like, oh, wow, he can jump really high now. And it's, like, it's not just because he's using all for one, like, throughout full Cal. It's also because, like, his body has now been trained to withstand, like, that movement more easily. So he's more, like, acclimated to it because of the resistance. But then she comes in with the gauntlets. I'm like, I'm so excited. And I love her so much. She just be like, ooh, I know how to modify this to help you with this. And then she takes all of his things into account.
She also has a lot of babies.
She does.
I do think like one of the things that I really like too is like kind of like you said, like when they get new costume pieces, you know that the support class is behind it, and I think that that's something that really pushes against like standard shonen tropes where it's just kind of like things just appear and now this is what we're doing. And then beyond that too is like if you think about what happens when a shonen lead character hits that point of full power, they tend to just stay at that full power level and then they train to get to the next power level. Yep. No shade, Dragon Ball.
No shade. No
this
shade.
This also happens in Bleach.
Yes.
But there's never any like self-reflection on like one, how did I get here, and two, what happens. And I think what My Hero does is it really takes that concept of having that Super Saiyan moment and being like, oh, this isn't a normal thing that I can do as of right now. How do I get to the point that I can?
Right.
And so he doesn't have that extreme power all the time, and he still has to grow, which I think goes back to the other thing that it breaks is like, these are kids. Deku is always a child.
Yes.
And that is something that you miss when you have your child soldiers in anime.
There's a lot. Child soldiers fighting Gundam on the moon with one another in a civil war. Honestly, we could throw a dart and be like, child soldier fights dinosaurs. I don't know. Anime's done it. But no, and I think that's the important thing is just like, he's a child. He doesn't know everything. He doesn't know how to be the perfect hero. He's aiming to be the number one hero. He's learned that he can't emulate All Might anymore. I feel like we were finally at the point where Deku is done trying to be like All Might and emulating him. He is developing his own style of fighting, his own way of moving, and all these other things. I'm just like so happy to see that. But it's just like, I always appreciate that My Hero Academia does this where like the children stay children. That's why he cries, and that's why it's very normal for these children to not know what the hell to do.
Yeah.
And
I think that that's like shown no better than in Kirishima's episode when we get to see Red Riot, because you get to like at the start of the season you get to see him go do his ultimate and you're like, damn,
right,
Red Riot's shown up, this is cool, this is great. And then as they're sieging the Yakuza's like lair or whatever, he gets dropped down with Fat Gum. And he does it, he hardens, he does his ultimate, and it cracks.
Yes.
And it's like that first piece of defeat, and he's a child, and he is scared.
Yeah.
And they don't shy away from showing him being terrified in that moment. And literally everyone around him, including his mentor, not knowing if he can make it. And that's something that, like, that's a doubt and a fear that I don't think a lot of other shonen really show in that way.
Yeah.
And the way that they internally show him getting past that and fighting with Fat Gum to overcome it, like, I didn't really care about Kirishima, but I didn't dislike him. I didn't dislike him. He was just there. He was adorable, but he was there. He was funny. Right. But he was there. He
really does only serve a purpose for this arc, and that's being a shield. Like, I have no problems with that, but I understand.
No, but that's the thing. No, but then I watched this arc.
Okay.
And I was like, that's my boy. I love him. He is great. I stand Red Riot. This is one of the best episodes in all of My Hero. So what the hell?
So basically, you pulled a me like, what was it, last season, when I'm like, okay, I love Bakugo now, too. When eventually, because I was just like, I'm waiting for him to have growth and to stop saying Dai Deku. That's all I was waiting for. And I'm like, saw him cry. He's my boy now.
Yep.
Here I am. But no, and I get that, because like, you're right. Like, I guess like we really only have like Su, Ochaka, Uraraka, Deku, and then the big three. But then and Kirishima. But like, honestly, the focus, we don't really see much of Uraraka and Su, like, as much as we see as Kirishima and Deku. But then it's like, what you do see of Kirishima, I was excited to see Kirishima get this time to shine. But it is kind of like, he doesn't really get to do anything else except for, like, this really big, like, point in his arc. But it is, like, still important for him to have this moment, because
Yeah.
I think it kind of also carries over to like we saw we saw the most recent My Hero Academia movie. He knows that his ultimate quirk can be a defensive, that it is great for defensive, but he can also harness it to be an offensive thing.
He can turn the shield into a spear.
Yes.
And that's
I just love it so much, and he's learning that, and I think he applies it because in like most of the movies, he is like the first one to step up and protect other people.
Exactly.
I'm just like, look at one of the best boys. He's just so good and positive. I love it. Love to see it, and I ship him and Mina. No one can tell me otherwise.
I'm good with that.
Thank you, because no one can tell me otherwise. I don't care. I seize it.
And and like you said, so like for this arc, we really don't get some of our other characters that really had a focus, say like in season 2 or season 3 with Bakugo, Todoroki, or even Ida, who don't really play a large part.
Right.
But what I like is the next arc, which is the provisional license exams, where you get to see a softness to Bakugo and Todoroki that you don't usually see, and it hit me. I was like, if I see Bakugo and Todoroki have an epic fight again, I'm just seeing what I saw in the sports festival. I'm just seeing what I saw in season 3. And so I know some people kind of dismiss it as filler, but I think what this does in this arc is it really shows you the depth to the other characters that have kind of just been one note, like, we're the strongest of this group, we're gonna have a giant fight, look at my cool powers. I mean, there's more than that. Like, they have depth outside of that. Like, Todoroki has a tragic backstory, it impacts it, but like, they always get those big hero moments, and I think getting to see their big hero moment this season really just be them turning on the nurturing and understanding how to reach a new generation of heroes is something that I don't think a lot of people really expect from Bakugo or Todoroki, because they're both fairly cold. Todoroki's very cold and Bakugo's very aggressive, and so to see them kind of grow into really like mature mentor figures was really, really nice. And I get to see Bakugo to tell a little kid to stop bullying.
Yes.
Growth.
And he's just like, if you're always looking down on other people, you won't know how to improve on yourself. I'm like, look at our boy shine. Look at that.
Look at him. He's learned.
He's learned. Because he even identifies it right away. Like, there's got to be one of the kids that are like, is the boss of the group, who's bossing them around. Like, how would you know that?
He identifies the him in the group. Yes. And he reaches him.
He does, immediately. And I'm like, good for him. And I mean, it's also one of these things where, like, Bakugo was always, at first, when we first see him, he's just like, so much like, we're gonna kill him. Or like, and he doesn't mean like actually kill somebody, but he's just like so focused on winning or like beating somebody, and that's how he can be a hero. But like, I think this is where you see Bakugo like say a lot of words without him talking about using violence in order to accomplish a goal, which is a big step for our boy. But he does it, and he's being a good leader also by giving direction. And even though you know him like with his nicknames and everything, but it's just,
that's also a really good point. He does lead a lot in the back half, because he's the reason that they come up with the plan to get the kids on their side. He calls what they need to do, and then in the next arc, which is a school festival, he tells everybody like, hey, people hate us.
Yes.
Do you not realize that people don't want to come support us? They want to see us fail. So maybe all of you get your shit together.
Yes. And he's very realistic. And I think like it's him. Everybody wants the school festival to be great, and they want to do something that can like reach the hearts of other people, and their feelings can be felt by other people and show their appreciation to their fellow students. But Bakugo is the one who's like being very realistic of like, people might just show up to shit on us. We should strive to be the best in order so that they have nothing to shit on us for, which they did.
Exactly.
I think they accomplished that.
They did.
And your baby boy plays the drums.
He does, and he plays them bare. I don't know. There was just something about watching him play the drums barefoot that I was like, oh, I love you. This is great.
Because you like being barefoot too.
That's probably it. We
did talk about this.
I don't like shoes.
I mean, at this point, is anybody wearing shoes except once a week? Honestly, I'm not. I go out the house. I put on shoes once a week now, which is probably terrible for my arches and my posture, but I'll deal with it. No, and I mean, like, I know some people shit on filler, but I really like My Hero Academia filler. I really do.
I think it's because it doesn't feel like, I think initially it may feel like filler, but it serves a purpose.
Yes.
Like, there is a very real purpose to it. Like, a lot of the school festival, while it is a lot of them having, like, this great jam session, it's also about showing Miryu connect with Eri and having Eri experience joy for the first time in her entire life, because Overhaul was peeling off pieces of her skin. Like, that girl went through a lot of trauma. Let her watch Deku dance.
Give her a candied apple. Give her all the sweets. I don't care. That baby deserves everything. And also, I'm just very happy because we're gonna see Daddy Aizawa. He's her dad.
I'm so excited.
Aizawa as a dad. It's adorable, and I love it. Yeah. And I want filler episodes of Eri just living in the teacher's dorm. Mama Midnight, they're a couple. I don't care. I need to see more of it. I just love it.
I do too.
I love it so much. But no, to your point, I just like to add, it's just like, I love that that's a big part of the school festival arc, is like Eri, Deku, and Miria are so focused on, like, she hasn't smiled and she's gone through a lot, and like, this is the first of many lives they will probably save as heroes. And it's the first person that they saved, so I think they're bonded to her very closely given their situations, but I think it's just like showing that they want to. It's not one of the bullshit things of like, oh, you should smile more. Like, no, I want to be the reason you smile. We want to do something for you to help you smile. And it's just like when you see the dark cloud of Overhaul, like covering, like suffocating her almost, and you just see like washed away, and Mirio cries when she smiles, like a genuine smile. I'm just like, God damn it, this show gonna make me cry. I can't do this. Stop it.
And then in all of that, you have Gentle and La Brava, which is like this really weird YouTube commentary on like people who can't be heroes become YouTube villains instead. Which at first I was not with. I was like, what are we doing? This is weird. You have now reached Mr. Satan levels of filler, and I can't really be here for it. And then it gets emotional, and you find out that he caused, like, the near death of a person, and that's why he couldn't be a hero, because he was a 30-year-old as a freshman in hero school. And it gets emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, oh, this is actually really adorable, and I think we're gonna see more of him. I'm finally reading the manga.
Yes.
So I will eventually catch up. But I think we're definitely going to see more of him the way it kind of leads off. And it was just, I don't know, it was nice. I would say that they're definitely filler, but I also think that it was a nice, like you said, you get to see what happens to people that society deems can't be one thing or the other.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we can look forward to more coming in season 5, just because, again, the world of My Hero Academia is very vast, and they do a good job of world building, but I like when they take moments like these and introduce people like, he could have been a hero. I honestly think he could have been a hero had he had like the proper training and guidance, but for whatever reason he was not a good candidate, and he just didn't pass. But given that he almost caused someone to die, I could see how that's going to mess you up on many levels, and then also you can never be a hero now. So it's just, it sucks. And all he was trying to do was trying to help. So then, of course, that's going to set someone down the path of being a villain. But y'all just keep in mind, like in the beginning when you first meet Gentle, he talks about like these like big names in villain history. Like there's one name besides One for All that'll stand out, and y'all are going to want to pay attention to, because it does come back.
Damn.
Yes.
I need to go back and watch it.
I can just tell you what it is, but it's also like, you pay attention to like the villainy shit. It's going to pay off, like, because you're getting like a better understanding of like the philosophies of some of these villains and like how they got set down these paths. Because Stain was, I think, our first introduction of like this villain who was like, I have an idea of what the ideal hero is, and that's All Might. And here's my manifesto of what villain and why I'm this way. And then that's not just like a one-off. Like, My Hero Academia is filled with villains who feel like they have a manifesto-like philosophy on why the society has failed them and why they have no choice but to be a villain now. So, and they use that to justify all the bad shit that they do. So it's getting really good. So yeah, go back and watch that and look for the 3 names he says beside the other 2 names. So, but yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. So we talked to, La Brava and Gentle. That I'm still confused on how old La Brava is and what that situation is there. Because I needed confirmation if the love was like a fatherly love. That was my only thing. I'm hoping it was just like a mentor love. I'm going to reside in that, but I'm also just like, please no.
So I couldn't tell. That was something that like really bothered me. Mm-hmm. But also like she's older than what she looks like.
Yes. She's gotta be.
Which was made very clear.
Yeah, I think she's gotta. I'm hoping she's like 18. I'm assuming she's like 18.
Well, I think she's already out of high school and stuff because that was like the old stuff that we saw.
Right, and there's like, because of the length of her hair, I'm supposing we're supposed to assume that she's like, there's been a lot of time. So she's gotta be like maybe even her 20s, which then cool, whatever. Yeah. That's fine with me then. Do you? I was just like, I need confirmation on how old she is. I need to go back and look at her character card. But I think hers was like kind of, I like both of them. I mean, like I like Deku's interaction with him, and I think Deku needed that interaction with Gentle as much as Gentle needed it with him. Because, again, I've said it before, Deku totally could have became a villain. This boy...
Oh, yes. With the amount of knowledge that he has about heroes, he could have easily weaponized that.
Yes, the boy could have easily became a villain, and everybody wants to shit on him and call him a crybaby and whatnot, but I always say, like, if he wasn't a hero, his ass would have became a villain, because all it would take is one very bad day. Yes, I'm quoting Joker, but it could have just taken one very, very bad day for him to turn to villainy, as we've seen with Gentle, where it's like he had the desire to be a hero, and he wanted to be a hero, but he was told he couldn't do it. Same as Deku was kind of told he couldn't do it. And I also like this interaction because this is truly Deku's first fight without any backup, without Eri on his back, without someone being there to back him up, like and it's not like Gentle was going to kill everybody. But it is still it's still this thing where like Deku is truly relying on all of himself and not trying to break his body, because he does have the fight in the woods and he breaks his body.
And it's also weird because there's like this different kind of stakes. Like Gentle doesn't want to hurt anybody. He just wants to get in.
Yeah.
Like that for him, like he literally just wants to sneak in. That's all he wants to do. But on the other side, you have UA under this really strict, like, if anything happens, we're canceling this because villains literally are abducting your children.
Yes. Responsible adults.
Responsible, very responsible choice. Mm-hmm. But so for Deku, he's kind of like, I'm literally trying to safeguard the happiness of my classmates, because if you do this, and the funny thing is like, Gentle is a villain, but he's like not an evil villain. He's just like, it's weird. And so I feel like if Deku had just talked to him, he would have been like, oh,
on the scale of like villainy, I think he's nowhere near Shigaraki. He's definitely nowhere near Overhaul. He's not even like, he's the most lowest level of villain we've seen so far, because he's like a Lupin the Third. Like, and I say that it's like, I love Lupin, who is also a Gentle.
He's closer to an anti-hero than a villain, if we're honest.
Yeah, and he wants his name, he wants to make a mark in history. Does that justify him causing mayhem? No. But he really just wants to be known. That's that is his own, and he causes crimes in order to do it. He is a, god damn it, he's a YouTuber. He's an annoying YouTuber. That should be a crime.
He's a YouTuber.
That's it. He does pranks, does them on YouTube. But like, I don't think he's truly evil. Like you said, he's just doing these things and following his own philosophy.
I think he desperately wants to do something.
Yes.
And I think that's all it is.
I agree, because if he had the offer to join the League of Villains, I don't think he would. Because he just, like, again, there's this whole, like, there's, Gentle Criminals is, like, his name, that's his name, but, like, Gentle Criminal is, like, a thing in books. Like, Arsène Lupin is, like, what Lupin the Third was based off of. Yeah. Like, and who is a gentle criminal. Like, he's a gentleman thief who literally makes it known that he's going to do this crime and publicizes it, and then does the crime as a gentleman without harming anyone, which is kind of like Lupin the Third, but kind of different. But still, that's the point, and like that's what gentle is. He wants notoriety.
That's a really like apt description.
It is. And I'm basing my description off of like the book that is based off of, that Lupin the Third is based off of, and like that kind of stuff. But it's like very on the nose for why he's named that way. But
100%.
I still liked it.
I did. So I guess the last thing is our final piece, which I don't know how much we should talk about.
We can just talk about the rankings. I think that'll be like just talk about.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
We don't have to like spoil the last episode of the season.
Yeah, because it's a good one.
It's
a good one, and it has to do with Endeavor's redemption arc, which I wasn't on board with, but now I kind of am, and I'm like, I can lust after your thighs now in a less problematic way.
Yes, welcome, friend. Welcome. Welcome to the gutter. We got Endeavor down here. Because he's a gutter. Because again, I feel like we have to say this. Endeavor is a bad father and was a terrible husband. As far as we know, he was just, again, I don't have clarity. We do know, like, he was, I'd say, abusive and hard on Todoroki as far as pushing a 5-year-old child to fight to the extent that he should when he's 5 years old.
He was he was an emotionally abusive stage mom.
That is him. He's a dance mom. That is it.
Yeah.
And I think like, his other children are proof of it. So Todoroki isn't just being a drama queen when he like doesn't want to interact with his dad. It's really just like his brother and his sister. I think his sister has the burden of trying to like mend the family, whereas like the brother is like, he gets to be the number one hero, and nobody knows how he treated you. Nobody knows how he treated us, because while he was so invested in Todoroki being his like pride and joy, because he had finally done it. He made a child who was half and half, who was half fire and half ice. So now he was so proud of that he just ignored the other children, basically. Which is like...
Pretty much.
But I think it's like this, to your point, like this is the beginning of his redemption arc, and I think his conversation with All Might kind of like is the beginning of that arc too, where he's finally realizing what does it mean to be the number one. And then he's also starting to think about how has he affected his family, and how has what he done in the past affected his wife, his kids, and he's on a good path to change, maybe. I'll say that.
I think he is. I think he is, and I think the fact that he what he told Todoroki, that he wanted to be a hero that he was proud of, and specifically a hero that was worthy.
Right.
I think that knowing what All Might was like, so what this episode does with the last episode, and what I kind of see is like the start to the next piece of what my hero is a changing of the guard from All Might, but also specifically really honing in on the idea of what it means to be the symbol of peace.
Yes.
What you have to do to become the symbol of peace, but also really just letting leaving the door open for the new generation of heroes and for more people to come in and live up to that standard that All Might set in different ways. And I think that it's very apparent that that's what's happening. And I think the fact that Hawks really clocks it like, yo, nobody likes you. Mm-hmm. You're number 4 on that. Yeah. And for a symbol of peace, you can't be number 4. And I think that that's something that Endeavor is very cognizant of. Mm-hmm. It doesn't erase the shit he did. Yes. But if we're gonna, like, there's a difference between a character coming in and being shitty and growing into being a better character, and a character coming in being fine and then going into being a complete terrible character that you can't come back from. Right. Like, those are two different pathways in storytelling, and I kind of like where Endeavor's going, honestly.
I agree. I mean, again, me and you are day one Vegeta stans, and I feel like...
That's true.
Yes.
And Vegeta ate babies.
And he ate babies. And the man killed planets. And somehow this man went through a bunch of shit. And then he went back to being evil for a little bit. But then had redemption and growth. And now he's the perfect dad. Sorry. He's one of the best dads on Dragon Ball Z.
He's one of the best dads, but he's like the perfect husband on Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, no, because Krillin exists.
Damn it, that's true. Krillin is the perfect dad and husband. As far as we know.
Vegeta's not as dead as much as Krillin is, though, so he gets to be there more for both.
You're right. He's only died twice. And he only died once when he was a father. So, he's winning. But no, I mean, but that's like the example, and I think that's my litmus test is like, anime has always given us characters that come in. The shonen rival typically comes in as like this asshole who is probably going to destroy some shit if they don't come in as like the main hero's best friend. But then through a process, they go through a redemption arc, and they eventually become somebody that people look up to and that they love. And I think Endeavor has the potential to go there. I do enjoy the fact that like Hawks just gives him shit like straight to his face. So just like, number 4 on that list. So like,
and straight to his face in front of the announcement of the new rankings that all of Japan is listening to.
He did not care. Hawks has no chill, and I love him. I love the voice. I can't wait to hear the dub because I love the voice actor.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
He's on Twitter. I follow him, but he just always be dropping shit about Hawks. And like when it first came out, because the guy is black, and it was just like, yes, Hawks is black now. And I was just like, I love this man. Thank you so much. Thank you. His name is Zeno Robinson, if anyone's...
I'm so excited.
His name is Wing Hero, Zeno Robinson on...
I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so excited. He's just so dope.
And in case you're wondering, some of Funimation's simuldubs are paused because of COVID. So that's why we haven't got any My Hero dubs. If I see another tweet of somebody complaining about not having their dubs, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because, like, no.
Shut up. Like, yes, people can work from home, but that doesn't mean they need to bend over backwards and damn near, like, kill themselves to get shit done for you to get an anime episode. We can wait. Mm-hmm. You can wait. But
exactly.
Oh, and oh my God. Sorry, my last thing. And then I swear we can wrap up because we've been talking for a while. But we finally meet the baddest bitch in all of My Hero.
Yes!
Miracle!
No, I was gonna mention her because I was gonna say the rankings.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So our rankings right now, since All Might is officially inactive, is Endeavor, who is moved from provisional number 1 to actual number 1 hero. Hawks is 2. Best Genius is number 3, which doesn't really make sense because he a little bit dead. Not he's not dead, but like a boy isn't doing anything.
We don't know where he is. They just say he's recovering, but like that was the thing. It's like some people like drop in the rankings because of inactivity, but he shot up in the rankings because of his involvement.
Well, also Yeah, I was like, he got smashed on Camino, so
Yeah, that is true. But it's just like
I love him for what he did for my
him.
baby, but
Yes.
you got your
Yeah.
And then you have Edshot, and then Mirko at number 5.
My bitch.
Who I read some of the chapters that she was involved in because I saw her and I was like, who is this brown bunny goddess?
Yes.
I need to know who she is.
Yes.
And I am so happy because her moves are luchador moves. So, so the scissor kick is a luchador move.
Well, looks like we got another one.
She's Latina.
She's Latina.
I got a Latina luchador bunny hero, and I'm so here for it.
I'm gonna let you have your Latina bunny hero. I know I've been screaming, we got a black one, we've claimed her. So we're going to share her like we've done with Yoruichi. She is your Latina. She is my black girl. And that is.
I was like, I got the notes. I'll pull up the move names. She speaks Spanish.
I'm just like, and I think someone told me she's the voice actress is black, and I'm just like, I'm just happy that we get this visibility. But like having a woman of color voice her makes my day. I can't be even happier.
I'm super happy. I can't wait for season 5 so we get to see more of her.
Well, I guess people have been like, and this is just like my biggest pet peeve when like brown characters come onto anime. People are very quick to be like, "Ugh, why did they make her so dark?" And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, first off, she's not that dark. She's brown.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, Mirko isn't dark at all. Like Mirko's like my skin color.
Right.
Maybe like me in the summer. Like maybe
like she's brown. Like she's that's it.
She's a brown woman.
She's a brown woman, and like brown Asians exist. But like I think people get so caught up because some people were like, "Oh, All Might's American." I'm like, no, he's Asian. Just has blonde hair. As in all anime, how Deku got green hair and Bakugo has blonde hair. People have many hair colors in this anime.
I see her pretty much like Chad. And they're about a similar shade.
I would say that.
If I remember correctly. I think Chad may be a little like a smidge darker, but But like, I will fight any racist.
We don't give it. We don't care. We will fight.
The baddest bitch. Yes. And she's beautiful and amazing.
For days.
And her thighs rival Chun-Li's. Yes. And there aren't that many people that can do that.
I have goals. I have always been like very like sometimes conscious of how big my thighs are, but I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna do a Miracle cosplay as soon as I get the chance. I'm like,
do it.
I looked online.
Well, I saw when you tweeted the fan art of her, and you were like, I'm gonna go get my braids done in white for a cosplay. And I was like,
if I could have,
yes, we should do it.
We just need a PayPal account because I'm like, does anybody want to pay for me to get my twist done in white hair? And then I could do a bunch of them.
So after this whole COVID thing, hopefully is done by next year.
Yeah.
I personally think my ass needs to get in shape, and then we can both cosplay Mirku together, and that would be so fun.
Yes, yes, we can do that. Yes, we will.
That would be so cool.
Oh my god! And I just bought a ring light for my phone because I started doing TikTok videos, so we can do duet cosplays even when we're not in the same place.
That would be so cool. Yes.
No one's still our idea.
Anyway,
sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so to round out the top 10, we have Crust. Awful name.
Yeah.
Kamui Woods, who we've seen before in the first season. Wash, also awful name.
Yeah.
Yurai Musha and Ryukyu. I don't really care about any of them. Well, I like Ryukyu. Yeah. I like her because she's a big dragon, so that's cool.
She can transform. Yeah, I like her. I had no idea until I reread it. I'm like, oh yeah, she can transform into a dragon. That's pretty baller.
That's a cool ass freaking thing.
Right. You could turn into a kaiju? Okay. Yeah. I'm like, she's just so dope. And I love that she's like Uraraka's like mentor for their training.
Yeah.
And Sue's like, oh, this is nice. They got to like have like this super badass woman. I mean, I would like to see more of that. Like, but again, they're not the main characters.
I will say that I do at least think that they avoid the like the Naruto syndrome where like all women are healers. Like the diversity of power sets among the women in My Hero is actually really good. There's not a lot of time to focus on them, but like they're not all support class, and like they're not like they get to do different things, which is really cool. But that's an episode for another day.
Yes, the women of My Hero Academia, which maybe we could just do it next year when we see more Mirko. I want that. I just want that.
I need her.
When we have her episode, we're shutting everything down.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Megan Thee Stallion, if by some chance you find this podcast and you listen to us, if you do not mind doing a Mirko cosplay, I would love that very much.
Yes!
You have the thighs, ma'am. You have the figure. Please, if someone knows Megan Thee Stallion, help us. Right, I just want it. I want it so bad.
That would be so good.
And do the savage dance and then just shit on all the people. Be like, why they make her brown? Fuck you. She's a savage.
But I think that's it.
That is it.
That's season 4 for us. We left out some stuff purposely so you can go watch some of the devastating moments and inspiring moments and be surprised.
Yes. I think that's it for us. Yeah, like we already made our announcements. So with that, where can they find us, Kate?
You can find the podcast at DYHT_pod. We're going to try and be more active on there so we can get involved with everybody. And you can find me at OhMyMythRandier on Twitter. Nisha?
And you can also find me on Twitter at LA_NEY_SHA. And without further ado, is Mirko the baddest bitch? Will Endeavor ever really be able to redeem himself? And are y'all excited to see more Bakugo next season? Find out next time on Did You Have To? Bye! Did You Have To is co-produced by Kate Sanchez and LaNeysha Campbell. Our intro is done by Dr. Emery Stephen Daniel. And our outro and intro music is by Benjamin Tissot, aka Ben Sound.